Hello, welcome back. So today's flow is kind of inspired by the idea of calming the mind and the body and the nervous system. And when I think of calming, we kind of tend to rock back and forth um, and kind of find that like it's very soothing actually. Like that's why we kind of rock a baby to sleep, or if you notice if you're crying and really upset, like you almost naturally want to just like rock and hold yourself. So we're going to kind of play with that today and kind of weave that in. Um, and so we will come into some standing postures, but we'll do it mindfully and very slowly in a way that is kind of that rocking motion. So we're going to begin a different way today. We're going to begin on the belly, so like prone shavasana, with your hands on your, like stacked on top of one another with your forehead on your hands. If you have blocks, I suggest grabbing them. It will kind of allow you to create space. If you don't have blocks, maybe something that can like lift you up slightly. So maybe a couple of books, or um, even if it was just kind of like paper towels that you haven't used yet, that height can sometimes be the perfect height. So we will begin on our bellies, um, and just come to, if you want anything underneath the hip bones to kind of feel a little bit more supported, I recommend that. And just allow the body to kind of relax here. So this is going to be our time to fully arrive, our time to kind of fully let go of our day thus far, as well as everything else we have yet to do. And just to kind of go inward and pull our energy to this present moment. So just beginning to kind of tune into the breath. And when you're laying down like this, you can really feel the belly expand as you inhale, because it's pressing into the earth. And as you exhale, you can just really feel that navel kind of release and pull up and in. So just taking a moment to begin to elongate the inhale and the exhale. And if it feels good to close the eyes here. Maybe setting an intention for your practice or for your day ahead, or even the rest of the day. And slowly bend the knees. And just let the feet kind of windshield wiper one way and then the other. And just kind of, it's like rocking the hips side to side. It's kind of releasing tension through the low back. It's not about how far they come down, but just kind of motion. You can go as slow or as quickly as you'd like. Staying connected with your breath. Good. And we'll slowly lower the feet back down to the mat. Slowly lift the head off the hands. Bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. Come into Sphinx pose for a moment. So pulling the navel up and in, press into the tops of the feet and lengthen the tailbone down. And almost like if there was a string on your heart that it's just kind of like pulling you forward. And the shoulders are soft. Just taking a moment to kind of feel this grounding posture. And pull the navel in. This is going to protect your low back. At any point, I wouldn't slouch in the shoulders, but if you need to kind of come out of it, you can always just kind of come down a little bit. Just really listen and be mindful of that low back. We'll take 2 more deep breaths. And slowly lower the chest, pull the hands underneath the shoulders, coming back to a child's pose. Just taking a moment to round the spine in the opposite direction. Really breathe into the low back. And on your next inhale, lift the body, come to all fours, bringing the wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Fingers are super spread wide here. And find your grounding in this position. So the tailbone really lengthens down as the crown reaches forward. Pull the navel up and in. Keeping the integrity of the navel pulled in, find your cat-cow from here. So letting the belly kind of fall. And you could tuck the toes. It helps me kind of open through the chest. Shoulders glide down the back body. As you exhale, really round and press into the tops of the feet as you come into cat. I invite you to find your rhythm of your breath with this movement. And I invite you to find kind of a rocking motion as you do this. Cat-cow is kind of already a slight rock, just the way it kind of opens and then kind of rounds. But sometimes just coming back and forth with the hips as you do this can feel super, super nourishing. So just kind of finding that flow and that rhythm. Maybe kind of following the body's intuitive nature here. Good. Wherever you are, we'll go ahead and even it out. Bringing the spine parallel to the mat. Reach that right leg back, so toes are still on the floor or on the mat, and stretch into that calf muscle a little bit. So really press into that back heel. Breathe. And then you can take the finger or the wrists or the hands just slightly forward if that feels best. You can just kind of rock forward and back. So just kind of finding that motion, rocking back and forth, kind of getting that calf stretch. Good. And then lift that right foot off the ground and pull the right knee into the chest. You can step or carry that right foot in between the hands. Grab your blocks or whatever you're using to kind of prop yourself up and kind of put them next to that where they're kind of framing that right foot, and find that rocking motion. So as you exhale, come back with the hips. As you inhale, come forward and let the hips fall. Let this be slow. Exhale, come back. Good. Inhale, come forward. So exhale, fold over that right leg. Inhale pulls you forward. This time as you exhale and straighten that front leg, I want you to go ahead and fold and hold over that right leg. You can move the blocks maybe a little closer. Prioritize length in the spine rather than like bringing that knee or the forehead to the knee. Pull that right hip back in space and breathe. Next inhale pulls you forward. Move the blocks or whatever you're using off to the side. Plant the hands, tuck the back toes, step forward, forward fold. Just go ahead and release all tension here. Let the head hang loose. Maybe rock the head side to side. Yes, no. Releasing all tension through the jaw. And slowly roll up, finding your standing posture, coming to mountain. Taking a moment to find your foundation, maybe rocking side to side on the feet, back and forth. Good. This is your foundation for all standing postures. Really root down through the feet as the crown really reaches tall. The tailbone lengthens down. Shoulders are soft. From here, step that right foot back. We're going to come into a warrior two. So bring the right arch in line with the left heel. So find your alignment here. And then lengthen the tailbone down as the arms reach forward and back. So shoulders are soft. Make sure you're centered over the pelvis and you're not reaching forward or back. Really find that center. And breathe. Good. Next, inhale, straighten that front leg. Inhale, reach, come into reverse triangle. Really reach that left arm up to the sky, opening up through the left side body. As you exhale, slowly come into triangle, either bringing the hand down to the shin, or if you'd like to find a block, placing it on either side of the foot, whatever feels best, and find length on the underside of the body as the right hand reaches up. Lengthen the tailbone down towards the back edge of your mat. And breathe. Bend into that front knee. That top arm will windmill down. You can move the block or whatever you're using. Rotate onto the back toes. We'll lower the knee. Come to all fours. Come to child's pose for a moment. So just kind of relaxing through the back, relaxing the body, allowing the breath to kind of bring you back. Reconnect with your intention. And just kind of reconnect with the stillness. Next inhale lifts you up. All fours. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Fingers spread wide. Find your foundation here. Reach that left leg back. Toes are on the mat or the floor. Find that rocking motion. Good. Stretching into that calf muscle. Again, if it feels best, you can always kind of walk the hands forward slightly just to kind of offer you more space. And then hold and press into that left heel, really stretching the left calf. Breathe. And then lift the left toes off the mat, pull the left knee into the nose. Step or carry the left hand in between the hands. Find the blocks or whatever you're using. Place the hands on the blocks, finding that, again, that rock. So as we inhale, kind of coming forward. As you exhale, push the hips back, stretching that left leg. Good. Let this be slow and nourishing, kind of finding that rock. You could even close the eyes. And as you breathe out, stretching that left leg. Good. Finding the rhythm with your breath. Again, that rocking motion. Good. We'll do one more. Next time you come back, hold here. So you can move the blocks if you need to readjust. Pull that left hip back in space. Prioritize the length in the spine before folding. And it's not about how far we fold, but we do want to feel a little bit of that stretch in that left leg. Those left toes are really flexed. Breathe. Next inhale, slowly come forward. Let the blocks come out to the side. Tuck the back toes, step forward, coming to that forward fold. Again, releasing tension, imagining if your body was just like a waterfall. coming out the top of the head, that all the tension would just kind of be releasing here from the body. And slowly begin to rise, letting the tailbone tuck underneath and then stacking each vertebrae on top of one another, coming to your mountain pose. Again, taking a moment to feel the foundation here. Finding kind of that equal distribution of weight through the feet. Slight bend in the knees. Good, and then we'll step that left foot back now, coming to warrior two. So left arch in line with the right heel, making sure you're kind of lining up. That right knee is stacked over that right ankle. And those arms are reaching out. Again, find your center. Shoulders are soft. Connecting kind of with that strength in a slow and mindful way. On your next inhale, straighten that front leg. Left hand comes down, right arm reaches up. Again, like if you could breathe into that right side body. Just imagine it opening up here. Really reach for the sky. And then as you exhale, rock forward, coming into that triangle. Again, hand on the shin or hand on a block, reaching that left arm up. Tailbone lengthens towards the back of the mat as the crown kind of reaches. So really find that length on the underside of the body. And breathe. One more breath. Windmill that left hand down. We'll rotate onto the back toes. Move the block or whatever you're using. Lower that back knee. And again, come to child's pose, bringing that right leg back. And I invite you here to just kind of release all tension. Maybe bring the hands behind to reach towards the feet and just allow the shoulders to just kind of really soften. Allow the body to melt here. If having the hands by the feet doesn't feel good, I want you to just find child's pose in a way that allows you to just surrender. Knowing that sometimes when chaos is all around us, that we have the ability to cultivate a sense of calm within the body, within the mind, through simple movements as well as moving with the breath. And getting to know what this feels like for you within your body can help you come back anytime you need it most. So we are going to end here. If you would like to go to Shavasana, you're more than welcome to. If not, we'll slowly come to a seated position at the center of our mats to close off our practice. Keeping your attention inward as much as possible, bringing the hands to the heart center, closing the eyes, and just taking a moment to honor this practice, to offer gratitude to yourself for showing up and doing something good for your entire well-being. May you have a calm rest of your day and know that this is accessible to you at any moment. I send you love and light. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste. Thank you so much. I hope that you guys enjoyed that little practice to help you kind of cultivate a sense of calm. I would love to hear from you. Please leave a comment or a thumbs up. It really helps support me and I appreciate it always. I would love to hear any suggestions or how this felt in your body. And you can always return to this little practice anytime that you need it. And as always, share on lightly.